Today, I want to talk about resilience and how we can use resilience to embrace the new phases or the new seasons in our life. Hi, sis. My name is Colette, and I created this channel as a safe space with you in mind. I help Black women to embrace the new seasons of their lives with purpose and joy. And we do this by pursuing resilience, which is something we'll talk about today, practicing self-leadership, and by pivoting towards entrepreneurship. And we'll talk about these things as the channel progresses. If anything that I've said resonates with you, welcome to the community. We'd love to have you. Now go ahead and get comfortable. Let's talk. So what is resilience? Resilience really is the process of adapting to changes. Some of them are very quick, usually they are. Some of them are unpleasant, maybe caused by, changes in the family dynamics, changes in health situations, something happening at work. But ultimately, what resilience is our ability to bounce back. Years ago, there was a slogan that Timex, it was Timex, the watch company had, and it was called "Takes a licking and keep on ticking." Some of the younger people may not remember that, but basically what the commercial was saying, irregardless of what happened to that watch was going to continue to work. So what do resilient people, what do they look like and how do they behave? There are three things that resilient people do. And I'm using this based on a Harvard Business Review article that was written by Diane Coutu. And it's in this book. You probably can't see the book. Let's see. There it is. And I subscribe to quite a few of these types of articles. My background is leadership. But one of the three things that she identified and that she was able to find that people who were resilient in terms of surviving horrific conditions in their life, three characteristics that they all had is one, they had the ability of accepting reality. It doesn't mean that these people gave up on life, that they just accepted a bad fate. What it means is that they were able to look at their condition, their current condition, realistically. They didn't look at it through rose-colored glasses. They basically looked at their situation as it was at that time, and did what they needed to do to survive. I call that keeping it real. And some people may say, hey, that's kind of a pessimistic way to look at things. I disagree. I am an optimistic person by nature. I am a the glass is half full type person by nature. But you can be a half full glass person and still accept reality and see it as it is. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, resilient people, they have a profound belief that life has meaning. And I'm gonna go beyond that and say that resilient people, what happens is they see things and the things may not be pleasant. They may not enjoy what's happening to them. They may be harmful situations, but after everything is over with, they have the ability to look at the situation and see that the situation caused a change in them, that it was a purpose for whatever happened, even though it was unpleasant and sometimes very, very harmful. But resilient people are able to take that and make it have meaning. And the very fact that they feel that life has meaning helps them to endure whatever the condition is. Okay, that's number two. Number three, the resilient person, they have the ability to improvise. They look around at what they have and they're able to make it do what it do. Okay. You hear some people say making lemonade out of lemons. Well, I think you can make more than lemonade out of lemons. You can make lemon pie. Lemon meringue pie is one of my favorites. Lemon drops, lemon cake. There's a number of things that we can do with lemons, but resilient people, they have the ability to look around. They may not be able to put butter in the cake, and they can figure out something else to put in the cake if they're making a cake. I tend to use a lot of food analogies, so humor me. But those are the things that resilient people are able to do. So you may be thinking, well, I have one of those skills, or I have one of those characteristics. I don't have the other two. It's no problem. There's no judgment here. The thing about resiliency, because it's a bounce back type of situation, and I did use the word muscle, muscles can be built, right? They can be built, they can be retrained, but the things that we learn, we don't lose those. That's why you have terms like muscle memory, or once you ride a bike, it's like riding a bike, So those things, we have those, but let's say that we forget, we don't remember. There are ways to build or strengthen your resiliency muscle, and I'll talk about 10 of them. The first thing that we can do to build our resiliency is to take care of ourselves. That's taking care of ourselves physically, emotionally, spiritually, mind, body, and soul. Taking care of ourselves is the best way. I believe it's one of the most important ways that we can support resiliency. Why? Because if you are a broken vessel, for lack of a better word, you're limited in your capacity to be resilient. You're hampered, per se. Okay. You hear the and a lot of us Black women, we're caretakers, we're givers, we're nurturers. We give of ourselves, but we can't give of ourselves if you're sick, if we're depressed, if we're tired. So taking care of ourselves is very, very important. Today I attended a webinar. I attended it virtually, but they also had it in person. And it was the Black Health Matter Spring Health Summit is what it was. And it was amazing. In fact, my cousin Pam, she was on the board. So shout out, Pam, you guys did an awesome job. But the entire summit had to do with health concerns. And I have to be honest with you, I left some of the presentations going, I got to do better. I have a list. I have 2 pages of action items of things that I need to do to actually do what I'm saying that is the number one thing, which is to take care of myself. I need to go get me my mammogram. Okay. I need to, I have a number of things that I need to do. Okay. So taking care of ourselves, that's one thing that we can do to enhance our ability to be resilient. The second thing is to take time to yourself. I see people, they run around, they spend a lot of time with a lot of people, and I'm always going, wow, no judgment. I am just an introvert. Everybody who knows me are going to say, what? That girl talks a lot and always has. I have, and I do. But I am an introvert. I prefer being to myself, always have been, always have felt that way. And we need to do that sometimes. We need to devote some time to self-discovery. And you can't do that with a lot of people around you. Sometimes you have to get quiet with yourself, journaling helps that, journaling and asking yourself some questions, reflecting on different things, but taking time to ourselves. And if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes, my notebook. So I don't want to forget anything. But anyway, just kind of discovering who we are, and in some cases, rediscovering who we are. As I mentioned in my last video, I recently retired. So I actually have a lot of time to look into who is Colette, you know, which leads to the third thing. The third way to improve resilience is to live a purposeful life, and people throw that word purpose around a lot. Purpose is very deep. In fact, I have a course, and I'll bring that course back. But I taught a course, created a course called Living a Purposeful Life. And in that course, what I did is I showed the ladies how to identify and articulate their purpose. And we do this by determining, what are your values? What are your beliefs? We need to know those. What do we believe in? What do we stand for? For me, one of my values is freedom. I value freedom, and I value my time. So I'm very mindful of what I do and how I spend my time. Since I've retired, I've been invited to go to a number of things, of events, and be on different committees. And because people will, when you tell people you're retired, they'll book your calendar for you. But I'm very, very careful about how I spend my time and who I spend it with. Okay. So the third thing was to live a purposeful life. Number 4, I feel this is very important, particularly for Black women, to redefine strength. Black women are brought up to believe we have to be a strong Black woman. Yes, you can be strong, sis, and we are strong. We have to be. Let's just keep it real. But strength is not always doing things by yourself. Strength is not doing things to the point of harming yourself. So when I say redefining strength, I mean, what is it that I can do to continue to be who I am, the strong person that I am, but at the same time, acknowledge that I'm human. I'm a human being, and I can't do everything all the time. So 4, redefining strength and what it means to us as Black women. The 5th thing, and I want to say one other thing, is we can retire the cape. Believe it or not, I had a cape on my chair at work. Okay. It's upstairs. It's in my office. I'm going to get rid of it. But it was a cape. It was a Wonder Woman cape. I liked Wonder Woman. Okay. But we put on that cape thinking we can do all kind of stuff. And the reality of it is we cannot do everything for everyone all the time. So redefining strength. Number 5, learn something new. Be a lifelong learner. Okay. I had to learn something new when I created this YouTube channel. I had to learn a lot of stuff because I have 2 millennial children that I relied on to do everything for me. And if I didn't have them around to do things, I had millennial friends who did stuff for me. Set up my social media accounts. I didn't know how to do any of that. Okay. My Instagram, I didn't set that up. My Facebook, didn't set it up. Didn't even know my password, honestly, but learning something new. So I learned within 5 days how to set up an Instagram, because I set up a different Instagram account for this channel. By the way, please follow the Instagram account. It's the Colette, COL1LETTE Elizabeth, the Colette Elizabeth. That's the Instagram page for this channel. I'll be posting things there eventually, but please follow that. But anyway, I didn't even know how to set that up. I didn't know how to record. Okay, me and my girlfriend, we on the phone trying to figure, okay, now I think you push this button. I don't see the button. Do you see the button? I see we had to hang up. Oh, I see the button. You got to hang up to see the button. Oh, that was when I was trying to record on the phone. And then I found out, oh, you can record on Zoom. Oh yeah, you can record on Zoom. So learning something new, and I know I'm making it humorous, but it's true. That's really, really, really what happened. I'm pretty, I'm tech savvy enough to be dangerous, but honestly, I just never had to really do it. I always had somebody around to do it for me. But now I'm an empty nester. And my kids are telling me, mommy, my oldest one told me, I have faith in you that you can learn it. So that was her way of saying, I got studies. I can't stop my studies to help you set up an Instagram account. So become a lifelong learner, you know. The other thing is perfectionism. Sis, we got to get rid of that. And I have that bad. I mean, well, I'm getting over it, you know. So strive for completion versus perfection. I've been working on my doctoral dissertation for a long time, a long, 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 long time. I should have graduated, and I'm going to beat myself up, but I was stuck. I was stuck because in my brain, this needed to be here and that needed to be here and this needed to be here. Finally, my dissertation chair said, Colette, send me what you have. I didn't want to let it go. I didn't, and we were on a Zoom call. She was looking at me. She says, you're not going to send it to me. I was looking at her like, you know, it was almost like I just, but I let her see it. I let it go. I let her see what I had completed, and how I had, what I had finished. When she got it, she texted me or emailed. I think she texted me right away and said, I don't understand why you feel there's a problem with what you're written with what you've written. This is great. I love reading it. I was like, really? She goes, I'm not sure what it is that you want to be different. In my brain, I want it to be perfect. But what I have come to realize, and I went through this when I wrote my master thesis as well. Don't ask me what the issue is, but there's something called a complete dissertation or a perfect dissertation. It can't be both. Okay. So just sharing with you some of my, I do these channels and I'll be doing these videos. I'm talking to me too, So anyway, pray for me. Hopefully I'll graduate. I will graduate. Not hopefully. I'll graduate next year. I should have graduated this year. Not gonna worry about it, but I'll graduate next year. And that dissertation, I have to have it done to graduate. Okay. Number 7, that was 6. Do something that you've been putting off. Okay. Do something that you've been putting off. One thing I have been putting off is doing this YouTube channel. I was trying to wait for everything. I was going to wait till I lost weight, wait till I got my hair done, wait till I had another background, wait till I had a better camera. I actually have another camera for the video for this laptop, but I don't know how to work it. Don't know how to work it. Put it on there today. Thing didn't look right, so I took it off, So learning something, doing something that you have been putting off. A couple of things that have worked for me is one, joining different challenges. So for this YouTube channel, I joined a 5-day YouTube success challenge. Okay. And that's how I got these videos going. A challenge. Otherwise, wouldn't be a video here, and they're not perfect and they're going to get better, but it was a challenge. The other thing is accountability groups. I am in a couple of accountability groups, and now one of them I haven't been to. I haven't been to the group, but I'm going to do better. Okay. I'm going to do better because I want to be able to come back and tell you guys I did better, so do something you've been putting off, and that's number 7. That's another way that you can help build, your you can help build or strengthen your resiliency muscle. Number 8. Now the first 7, you notice those have to do with you. They're personal. They're things that you can do by yourself or not by yourself. They're personal goals, things really. But number 8 has to do with building community. I enjoy being alone. I do. Um, I like being around people, but I, especially since the pandemic, I'm having to readjust to being around people. Right before I retired, I was working from home. So, my exposure to a large number of people has been very limited, very limited. And I'm working my way back to that. But you can build community and not be in person. Okay. You can build community virtually. And I know some people say, oh, it's different, it's different, it's different. You know, as I said, one of the three characteristics of a resilient person is they're able to, you know, make do. You know what I mean? And right now, virtually is available. So, that's one of the ways that I'm able to build community, and you can too. Um, this YouTube channel is a community, hopefully, that Black women will find will be a safe place for them to come in and have discussions about things. Eventually, we'll go live on some things. The plan is to bring in other individuals. So I'll be having collabs. I'm setting up one. I think I'll be setting up one sometime next week. We won't have it next week, but I'm working with other people so that we can bring other people to the platform and you can hear from them as they talk about the things that they're expert in. But finding your tribe is very, 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 very important. Being around people you know, who celebrate you and not just tolerate you. That's important, who's going to give you those hugs and, and keep it real, when they need to, in love, right? In love, without judgment, and sometimes I do admit it could be difficult to find a tribe, you know, it really can be. But if you can't find the tribe you want, build one, make your own tribe, you know. So that's always an option. But building community is very, very, very important. I am so blessed. I have the best community, the best, Some people call it a village. I call it a village sometimes, but I have the best community. Without my village, my community, I would not have been able to rear my two girls, as a single mom. I wouldn't have been able to do it at all. Shout out to my mom, Wealthy, and shout out to my girlfriend Seal, who, there were days that I have people who pray for me, who the prayer warriors. There were times I didn't know if I could get a prayer through, and I knew they were praying for me. So shout out to them. My aunt Charlene, um, happy birthday, Aunt Charlene. Her birthday is May 1st. She's been invaluable to my community, and I am beyond blessed to have her. And I'm not going to continue to say names, but because you miss people, but I just wanted to say community is everything. My girls, okay, my girls, we roll three deep, okay, and it's something when you have people who have your back and they are going to love you no matter what. So get that, you know, get community. And number 9, I personally live by this. I have a win-win attitude. Okay. Now I know some people looking at the prior video that I made, and I'll put the link to that video in the description, may think, oh, she's talking about failure or she didn't win. No, 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 no. I believe, okay, what Mandela said. I either win or I learn. Period. It's a win-win for me. Okay. I'm either winning or I'm learning. Period. And I have always pretty much lived by that. I didn't know that that was a thing, but when he said it, I said, that's me. That's me. Okay. I win or I learn. So having that type of attitude, it gives you a fuel, an emotional fuel to just keep going, right? Doesn't mean sometimes you don't sit down and rest, cry, do what you got to do. We all do that. But it means that that there's hope at the end of the tunnel, okay? And that you learned something, you know, even if what you thought was going to happen didn't happen, you learned something. You're like, oh, That's what it was. Those, oh, that what it was, that's what it was. Moments are invaluable. They're priceless. Absolutely priceless. So adapt a winning or learning attitude, and it'll take you a long way. And the last one that I'm going to talk about is show yourself some compassion and grace. As Black women, we run, we do for everyone, everyone. And we put ourselves on the back burners. No, the compassion you show to others, show to yourself. Show to yourself. Don't say, I hear women say, oh, I'm such an idiot. Don't say you're an idiot. First of all, don't put words out like that in the atmosphere because you don't want that. I believe that words, mean something and they have power, but lift yourself up. Enough people in the world gonna beat you down. You don't need to help them, right? So when you're showing people how to treat you, show yourself how to treat you. You know, you're a beautiful person, you're a beautiful soul. You were put on this earth by a beautiful God who had a reason to put you here. So he is showing you compassion. Show yourself compassion as you show other people compassion. But show yourself compassion and grace. We mess up, I mess up, but I won't let myself talk down to myself, and in the course, another course that I have, and I'm in the process of working on getting these courses online. I used to teach them in person, but I'll go ahead and I'm working on getting them online so that I can offer them to you. But one of the courses in it, I teach women how to show themselves self-compassion, self-care, and I know a lot of people do that. And I'm happy that that's something that Black women are embracing. And self-care is more than going to the nail shop and getting your nails done and getting your hair done. It's more to it than just that. For some people, it's that, but at its very core, self-care is self-care. Okay. So I did discuss 10 things that can help us to build our resilience as we move through the new phases of our lives. And it can help us just live a better life, a life of ease, I would like to say. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and also remember to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos. I will be releasing videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, I'm looking really, really, really forward to doing that. And I'd like to hear your thoughts about resiliency and maybe share some of the things that you've done to build your resiliency muscle that could help the rest of us. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And I'd also like to know the type of things that you would like to hear discussed on the channel, because this is our community, not just mine. This is our community. We're gonna roll this community, we're gonna ride this community and we're gonna create it the way we want it to be. So put comments, and for those of you who did comments before, thank you so much. I had people calling me, texting me, and I'm like, put them in the comments so that the YouTube algorithm knows that you all like the material, and what it does is it'll push up the video so that other people can see it and it increases the views. So put the comments in, put them in the comments. I know some of my tribe that has been rolling with me since I've been a baby, they're not gonna do that, and I get it. They're gonna call me, okay, and text me. I had a call, was it today? I think I had a call yesterday, and it was, it was great. It was with one of my one of my tribe. And it is what it is. Love her, love her, love her. My mom, she is so funny because your family will tell you some stuff. My mom was like, baby, I like the video, but what was your lipstick? So Mama, I got some lipstick on this time. I explained to her that I was practicing the video, and while I was practicing, my mouth was getting dry, so I kept drinking water, so my lipstick was gone. But Mama, here's the lipstick. You can see it. So okay. All righty. Well, I'll see you guys in the next video. We'll talk.